Good morning guys, welcome to my Flosstube. I apologise profusely for the light in here. It's a very dark, gloomy grey morning here in the UK and this is literally my window today to do a Flosstube, so I thought, right, do it. I've done my best. I've tried to make it as quiet as I can. The background noise, my fish tank, which is just there, my very big fish tank, needs topping up, so I've actually turned the filter off because it's making a trickly noise. It is Sunday, August the 15th, and it is 10 past 10 in the morning. I'll be leaving for work in an hour and 20 minutes, so this has got to be quick. For me, quick. They've been a bit quick lately anyway. So I've done a whole pile of stitches. I'm still doing my 1,000 stitches a day for 100 days, and my total for last week was, hang on. I have actually got facts and figures for you. My total for last week was 7,095. So as you can see, I am just managing it, and I'm managing it by borrowing stitches from other days and things, because it's been another one of these funny long weeks. But I have one more week of this. Tomorrow I start my last week of notice. I work 9 till 2:30 on Monday, 9 till 1 on Tuesday, 9 till 1 on Wednesday, and 9 till 2:30 on Friday, and I've finished at my original job, so I've got 4 more shifts to do. And then I'm full-time at my second job, which will obviously become my only job, and I will get days off. So that'll ease everything. It'll ease everything, and I'll feel a whole pile better, I think. Yeah, I had a very late one last night. I started at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon and went through until 1 in the morning because we had another big event in the Marquee, which was super fun. The people were lovely. It was a birthday party. It was like a deferred birthday party, which had been planned for early 2020. So they had a really good time. It was really fun, and yeah, it's gonna make a lot of noise. Hang on. I don't know if that's helped. I've faffed on with my media thing. Anyway, so it's been a big week. It's been a big week for us. I'll show you some stitching in a minute, but you're getting your life update first, if that's okay. The A-level results came out on Tuesday morning, and Monday night and Tuesday, Maddie, my eldest daughter, who was waiting on her A-level results, did get almost no sleep. And we couldn't settle to anything, so we were in the car park at school before 8 o'clock when the results are legally issued at 8, and the school decides at 8:30 that they'll give them out to the pupils. You go in, you collect your envelope. I have to fix that. I think I've fixed the pling pling noise that's popping up. So we were first in the car park, and then the teachers all arrived, and we're like, oh, we've already got someone here. And then about 8:25, other pupils started arriving. Maddie's friend turned up, and she went in with her. She came out, she came to the door about 10 minutes later, and I got this. A thumbs up. And a thumbs up means it's all okay. So my clever daughter, I've told the story over and again. If you're new to my channel, hi, if you're new to my channel, you get quite a lot of life update with me, and I have 4 children, one of which has just sat her A-levels and is going to university, and she is had her place confirmed at Cambridge University, and she is going to study law at Corpus Christi College at Cambridge. Said no one ever, honestly. So she got an A star in law, she got an A star in psychology, and she got an A in English. British grades run from A star, which is exceptional, it's literally the cream, and then A, B, C, D, E, F, and some others at the other end. But so this year they've said the results are very good. So basically they were teacher assessed grades, but Maddie was on for those grades. She has done the work for those grades, and both Cambridge and Oxford have come out and said they offered their places on the interview. Everybody who applied to Oxford and Cambridge had the grades. They were predicted the right grades. They offered their places based on how you did in the interview and the entrance exams that she sat. Now, if you've watched way back when she sat one of these exams, it was just a nightmare for her. She was late in, everything went wrong, the internet went down, she didn't have time to do the pre-reading because they issue you a paper which you read and then you write about. But she got this paper like 10 minutes instead of half an hour, and she did it and she stormed it. So she deserves her place. And I take her down on the 5th of September. She's got a 3-week bridging course. And then she'll come back after that, get ready to go, and then she'll go for good. You know, she'll go properly. UK universities, you get in based on merit. It costs the same to go to any university. It doesn't matter if it's your local poly round the corner, or it's Cambridge, or it's Durham, or it costs the same. You get your place based on your A-level grades. So you get an offer. 6-8 months ago, Maddie got offers. So they say if you get a star, you can take up your place. You've then got to work your arse off to get those grades, and then the university decides if they're going to give you the place or they're going to give it to somebody they prefer. So it's a really funny game here in the UK to get into university. So it really was very nervous. Almost everybody we've come across, we know, Maddie's peer group, year group, the people I know from my other work who were also going to university this year, they don't know anybody really who hasn't got their grades, bar 1 or 2. So most people have got the grades they wanted, and the universities made their best decisions. So that's my big news for this week, is my daughter is going to Cambridge, and I couldn't be prouder, and she's going to read law. So honestly, she has a big brain. She has a big brain. She's always had a big brain. I've been very aware that she is cleverer than me for a very long time. I mean, we're talking sort of 6 or 7 years old. I was aware that she was cleverer than me, and I'm not a dummy dum dum. I bump along, but she's astonishingly clever. She writes. If you read her closing arguments, it's like, okay, done. You've won. She used to argue with me in the not argue, but we would have a debate in the supermarket as to why I should buy her this item that I clearly didn't want her to buy, because it was a bit of nonsense, and she would have quite good reasoning. She would reason with me as to why I should buy her this thing, and we've been saying to her for years, stop lawyering me. Don't lawyer me. Or one of the girls would go, I'm getting lawyered, because Maddie's zoned in and she's got them. She's got you. But I'm super proud. I couldn't be prouder. So sorry for the preamble. I will get to cross stitch. I had to share because a lot of people have commented in the past with their good wishes and their good lucks for her, and she's done it, and she's going. So that's my big girl. That's my eldest big girl is going. Cross stitch. So it's been a funny week. I've done a lot of work again, but my shifts have been different. So I've actually had some stitching time in the daytime. Like yesterday, I got up my normal time. I took Maddie to work, came home, and then I wasn't at work until 4 o'clock. So I dropped Maddie at 8:30, and then I wasn't at work myself until 4 o'clock. So I had this big swatch of stitching time yesterday, which I took pretty much full advantage of. And I've got some pieces to show you. So, in my trusty book for the week, I can show you I only did the right number of stitches 3 days. It's been quite a long week. So, after I did my Flosstube last Sunday, I jumped on. Oh, I'll just show you them as they come up. As they come up. Ooh, as they come up. This is top of the pile. This is something different I picked up just to put a few stitches into. This is Stitch Rovia's City of Love, and I think I've got a picture of where it was. I haven't put a great deal into it. I'll put the picture here if I've got a picture of where it was when I picked it up. And it's absolutely beautiful. I found it on Etsy. It is Stitch Rovia is Emma Congdon, but you find her on Etsy, and I'll pop a picture in here of what it looks like fully done. So it's quite lovely really, and here's where I am. All I picked up was this blue, and I put in these blue stitches. I mean, it's not very much, but it is a little bit of progress. So all in all, I worked on this twice, and I put a total of 331 stitches into this. This is on 22 count hardanger, a piece of, it's just off white hardanger. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's full coverage, you're not going to see it underneath anyway. And so I just put in 320 something stitches here with this blue, and I think now I'm gonna, because I kept this one out, is what I wanted to carry on with. It's quite a lovely little piece. It's going to be square, and it's going to fit there, and I think I'm on about 6% or something. It's just a little bit. Oh, I didn't note down my percentages. I'll put the percentages in on white in a dark place on all of them, because they're all in Pattern Keeper, because I'm counting in Pattern Keeper, so it's not restricting me, but it's being, I'm able to see where I've got to. Right, my next one in the pile, oh there's my pen, is Snow Wizard. Now I have gone great guns on Snow Wizard. I absolutely love this piece. It's a Randall Spangler Hade, and I'm doing it on 14 count. So it is my easy stitching when I am tired. And I'm just rolling it out so I can show you what I've done, because I've done loads. So in the course of the last week, I've put in 2,939 stitches. This is my easy stitching, because it is 14 count. You can see it when you're tired. I'm going to put a picture in here. It's not full of it, it's just of the bit I was working on in here, of where I was at the end of my last floss tube, and I can show you now where I'm at. Look at that, I've done loads. Look, this dragon here, there's that dragon, he's completely turned up. We just sort of had the arch of him. He's completely turned up. I've still got a few stitches to fill in of him, but I've come down lower here. I do need to fill in this bit over here. I think I'm going across with my 796. So all this background here is 820, and now the middle bit of background here now is 796. So it's one tiny smidgen lighter, but that's where I am. So this is, as I say, this is 14 count Ada on a frame that I made myself. It's cobbled together bits of pipe with a 11 by 11 sides. I do keep meaning to find some pipe and do better sides on it, but I haven't quite sorted myself out to do that quite yet. And I basically just roll it up, and it's covered in coffee, because I had a big incident with my Contigo flask that I hadn't done up properly getting out of the car. And I just roll it up, pop my corner, because I've rolled it so tight, pop that back on, and that makes it tight enough for me to stitch on. And I'm gridding as I go with a pen. I had to regrid the bit that the coffee had taken away the grid lines. So I'm gridding as I go, and that's where I am. And I'm really super enjoying this. It's so easy on 14 count. And my second dragon, there is my second dragon. So an awful lot of stitches into that, because it's so easy to do. Quick slurp of coffee, and we'll roll on to the next one. Ooh, Meditation's next. So another Hade, completely different, because this one's on 20 count. Ooh, dropped something, I'm going to show you. This one's on 20 count, and I've not done so much on Meditation this week. As I say, I got slightly obsessed with two things that you'll see. You've seen the Snow Wizard, which I got utterly obsessed with putting stitches in, and something else that I got totally obsessed with. So here is what's it called? Meditation. I'll put a picture here of where it was in my last floss tube, or around about my last floss tube, and I only put 844 into this, and I'm still, so here we are, this is where I am now, and I'm still putting on this colour here. You can see I'm about halfway done. I think there's still another 18 or 1900 stitches in this colour, so maybe by next week I might be able to get all of this colour finished. I'm doing it extreme cross country, but because of the way it is a mandala, it's not, the rest of the fabric is plain apart from my start on another Randall Spangler that I stopped at 300 stitches, which I will stitch when I retire. You know, eventually I'll keep the pattern and do it later. So I've just basically been putting in this speckly, and I've got this bit here still to go. So I'll carry on with that. I'm just doing one colour at a time. It's actually pretty easy. If I'm going to stitch on it, I just grab it. I grab one skein of DMC and you just work with that one colour. You can literally kit something like this as you go. Buy 1 or 2 DMCs and stitch those colours till they're gone, and then find the next 2 colours. So that's doing really well. I really enjoy it. It's really lovely because it's on Ada. 20 count Ada. There's no fear of the stitches slipping through, so I can go very fast. I've worked out that if I can stitch very, very quickly on Ada, and when I'm stitching over 2 on Lugana. I still say it wrong. I can't, my brain won't work it out. Because it's only when the thread's going to slip under the weave, like on a 25 count or a 28 count over 1. Can't really even do that, but I've had a go. Anyway, yeah, so if I can stitch very fast, it's on an Ada or an over 2. If it's on a 25 count, I have to go ever so much slower. And I have a 25 count. My next little picture is of Hubble Bubble, which I'm showing you simply because I have put stitches into it. I mean, I don't think you'll be able to tell I've put stitches in it because it's only 279, but that's where it looked last time I held it up. And this is how it looks right now. So I only had one little go, and it's 279 stitches, and I'm still working in the same colour. So there's just a few more of the same colour in there. And I want to pick this up and have a little go at it next week and put another little chunk of stitches into it, which is totally feasible that I'll be able to do that. So I should be good for that. And yeah, 2 more pieces to show you. So my Long Dog sampler of choice this week has been Opening Gambit, and I've had it with me in the car mostly, and sometimes I'm just stitching on it anyway because I just like, it's just easy to stitch on it. I'll put a picture here of the last time I held it up, and on Opening Gambit I have put in 810 stitches since last time. So now I'm here and all my stitches are here, this bit here, this pattern. So I'm motoring along. I've just put my Q-snap. You can actually see that that is its size. There's the sides. So on this 28 count, I think it's 28 count, it might be 32 count, I've lost my ticket now. It's called Cobbler. It's an opalescent cobbler. It's a Stitch Me fabric, and it is glorious. And this is 3808 DMC, and I love it. I just love it. And I'm down to here. And I'll put my percentage here because I'm motoring along with it, and I'm very, very pleased I've done as much as I have on this one. I didn't do any pointed fifth last week, so I'm sorry about that, and I've still not done the Stitch With Me, but I have got days off. I have got days off looming, so Stitch With Me will be coming, as will shop updates, as will me having a bit of a rest. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to get a day off and I'm going to sleep the whole time. I'm just going to be, my body just, if my body needs it, it powers down, and that's just how I operate. So if I need to power down, I do. Right, so some of you might know that I had my birthday last week. I am now 45 and I look I look 112, but I did have my birthday. Now, I don't really it doesn't bother me, it never has. I'm one of these people that used to feel slightly anxious about a big pile of presents, you know, and the expectation of it and everything. My middle daughter Lizzie has it too, and I feel for her because I want her to have a fabulous birthday, and she's like, oh, this is all too much. And that's just how I felt as a child. It was all a bit too much for me. So I go very low key. I went to work on Wednesday, didn't tell anybody it was my birthday, and I finished my shift at 1 and went up, instead of going and doing the split shift at the golf course, which was the busiest day they've ever had, and I didn't work because I'd already told my mum I'd go up for lunch. So we went up to my mum's. She did a lovely roast dinner. I'm going to, right at the end, I took some pictures of her quilts, because my mum is a very talented quilter. I took some little pictures of all her beautiful quilts that are just hanging around her house. They're from her brain, so they're unique. There we go. They're from her brain. They're unique. You know, she has an idea. She maps it out and she makes it. So I'll put those at the end as a little slideshow, and I'll probably do a little bit of voice over it just so that you can tell what I'm talking about, because they're so beautiful. Anyway, it's been a while since I've been there. It was a bit strange actually being in their house. I've not really been in their house very much for about 2 years now, and it was lovely, but I felt a bit like I was a visitor, and you know, it's never been my home because they moved there after I moved out, but it's always been extremely, you know, it's my mum and dad's house. You go around and it's super comfortable, and I wasn't uncomfortable there. It was just I've got to get used to it, you know. I've got to get used to being around people that I used to always be around. It's very, very odd feeling. Anyway, I did some opening gambit there. I did have some stitching with me, which was good. So yeah, I had my birthday, and I did get a stitchy parcel from one of my very good stitchy friends, and she sent me some wonderful things, which I have already put up on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know what I'm about to show you. I'll show you my little pot. Robin made me a little pot, and I need to put this against something white. Yeah, look at my little pot. Now my little pot is this bit, and the knobble on the top a purple heart, and which actually is brown. When he gave it to me, it was completely brown. I'll put a picture in actually. So that's what it looked like when he gave it to me, and then we went and put it outside in the sunshine, and as the sunlight hits this purple heart, it literally turns purple. So you can see the inside is the colour it was, and the bottom is the colour it was, and he just got some of this in amongst that big pile of wood that was in the boot of his car. When he started turning it, he was like, this is different to anything I've ever seen. And then the lid, this bit here is mahogany, so it will stay the colour it is, obviously, because it's mahogany. But look, he made me a pot. Isn't it wonderful? So this is mine, and look at its little knobbly bit on the top. This is what apparently this is what you can do with good lathe tools and a decent chuck. So thank you everybody. when I filled my Etsy shop with goodies, and quite a lot of you went over and bought bits and pieces from me, this is the sort of thing he can make now with his wonderful tools. But this purple heart is kind of special because he doesn't know how to get hold of it. He just had it. You know, it just was amongst the wood he got. So he doesn't have a lot of it, which is why he saved a bit for me. So I have a pot, and I'm very pleased with my little pot, and I'll find some little treasures to put in it, you know, as little treasures turn up. Now, my Stitchy Gift consisted of some pieces of fabric, of which I'm only going to show you this one, because I'll show you them as I find and start stitching on them. I don't want to go, look, I got this, and I got this, and I got this, because I have this piece. And this is a Be Stitch Me fabric, and it is a 40 count linen in the colourway Punch. Now, I've shown pictures of this on Instagram and it doesn't do it justice. This here, this does this piece of fabric justice. This is exactly the colour it is. Look at it. It has got coral, it has got pink, it's got mauve, it's got, look at it, isn't it wonderful? And it is so cleverly modelled. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, I thought it was and then a couple of days later it was World Cross Stitch Day, and I thought, okay, I need to start something epic, and I need to start something epic on one of my epic bits of fabric, and so I did. And I am finally, it wasn't that I wasn't going to do it, it was that I hadn't had that bolt of inspiration, and this piece of fabric was the bolt of inspiration. I have started the Modern Folk Embroidery 2021 Sal, and I am playing catch up. And I am playing catch up. So I'm currently on about January the 13th. I'm actually going to let you know where I am in the year. Each time I've stitched on it. So I'm currently on about January the 13th. So I picked, to go with this beautiful fabric, I picked 2 DMCs. So I am doing 333 and 155 are my 2 DMCs that I've picked. So 333 and 155 are the 2 purples. 333 is one of my best purples in the world ever. It's got the blue tone in it as opposed to 550, which is like a red tone. This one is the blue tone purple, and then I needed a colour that toned with it but that wasn't too different, so I settled on 155. And I used my DMC colour chart to find my colours, and honestly it was so much fun and so much easier than rootling through all my random, because I don't by any means have a full set of DMC, so I've always got colours I'm missing, so I always go with a nearest guess. But to actually have a chart, oh, it was wonderful. So let me show you. I obviously have all the parts up to and including August, and I started this 2 days ago, and I am on January the 13th-ish. So this is what I've done so far. So you can see how my colours pop. That's about there actually, and you can see my other present, which I will show you a bit clearer in a second. So there, that's where I've got to, and it's lovely. And this is a very, very fine 40 count, so I'm only using 1 strand, and my coverage is beautiful, and the stitches are beautiful because it's such an easy fabric to stitch on. Now, in my packet with my fabrics, I had some lovely American candy, some sweeties, because being British, American sweeties full of colours and flavours are just epic. Everything's very toned down. And I'm actually going to, I got a box of sweet tarts, and I've never had sweet tarts before, and I do like them, but I've seen somebody dye yarn with sweet tarts, and I'm looking at the sweet tarts going, that's a big box of sweet tarts. I wonder if I can dye with them. So I'm gonna open the box properly, take them out and take a few of each colour, and then we'll eat the rest because they're really nice and my little boy really likes them. And I'm going to try and do some dyeing with some of them, because the colours in them are colours of which we don't use in the UK. So they're pretty stonkingly good colours. and I've seen someone dyeing yarn. I watch, she's called Chemnitz. She dyes yarn every week. She's got quite a big YouTube channel. She's got a lovely manner, but she does a lot of dyeing, and I'm just wondering if I could maybe dye some yarn or some fabric with my sweethearts. I might have a go. It's something fun to do, isn't it? Right, let me show you my little guy. I got given a Clay by Kim dragon. I know how lucky I am. Look at him, isn't he the squinkiest little dragon? He is utterly gorgeous. Now, you know I make things out of Fimo, and all I can say about Clay by Kim is she deserves all the hype. She deserves to sell out in 2 seconds when she lists her things. These are beautiful. They're very skillfully made. These are not, oh, I knocked it together. These are beautiful. I can see exactly how she's made them. And yeah, my skill level is not this skill level, and I adore him. He's going to keep guard of my modern folk embroidery because he belongs with the fabric. But there he is, and I have called him, he wasn't named, mine's a little boy, I've called him Bobbins, because he's a little Bobbins, which is like a little cutesy name. He's going to be little Billy Bobbins. There he is, there's my little Billy Bobbins, and isn't he just divine? Thank you. I've thanked the person who sent me these over and over and over again, but I'm very, very appreciative. And it was such a surprise to open it. I could hear the sweeties, I could rattle the bag. I could rattle the post bag, I knew there were sweeties in there. But that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that's me, I think. I'm just casting my eyes around to see. Yeah, I think that's me. And I'm looking forward to having a bit more time. Obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot more stitching, but again, I'm only going to be working on things I can put in Pattern Keeper, and I'm looking forward to my last week at my original job, and then I'll have a bit more time, and I'm already rotated on. we did 2 weeks of rotas for the golf club, me and my manager, and I'm going to get plenty of hours, but because the shifts are long, they're long shifts, I can condense my hours down to less days. Because obviously I've been doing 7 days, a few hours over 7 days. I can do, not quite obviously working 2 jobs, working 1 job. I can't do the same hours in that job as I've been doing with them both, but I can do more than minimum, so more than 40, but still get it into 5, maybe 5.5 days. So that's got to be better than every day, hasn't it? So that's us. The only other little bit of news I've got is Clivo, my cat. He's fine. He's here. He's literally, I can touch him with my toe. He's okay, but we're not sure if he had a little bit of a stroke yesterday. He's got his or he's got one of his little old man. He's got those old horny old man claws. He might have got a toe caught and he's pulled his leg, and he was walking on. It's like. He was walking like he couldn't feel his right front foot. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody who's numb from a stroke. So we're not sure. He is very elderly. I'll give you updates on him. I spent yesterday churning, feeling really sick. But Robin was amazing with him, and he's right here. He is just sleeping at my feet. He is currently as he was. This morning this morning he's bearing weight, but he's limping, so we think it maybe he pulled a toe. I'd much rather that than that it be the beginning of, you know. So just my little bit of Clivey update, because he is a huge part of my life, you know. I've had him with me for 19 years, so yeah, he's elderly. In cat, he's well over 100 in cat, so he's hanging in there, and he's turned one ear backwards to listen to me. He's right there at my feet. He sleeps on it. We got Eric. a scratch box, you know, like a cardboard box that's full of corrugated cardboard that runs so that they can scratch at it. Well, it's been scratched into a divot because Eric obviously loved it, and now Clive sleeps on it. It's obviously it's like a memory foam mattress, I think, for him. But that's now his sleeping box. So he sleeps on that now, which I have to admit is nicer than him sleeping on our clean laundry, which is what he was doing for a long time. Anyway, guys, this is going to be long enough. I've shown you some stitching and I've talked a lot of nonsense. So highlights of this week is just my daughter, who is amazing. And I will keep you updated as we prep, and obviously I'm going to show you where she's going to university, because it's an epic old building she's going to be in. Anyway, we've got that to look forward to in only 3 weeks' time. I will be driving her down. I said we were doing the rotas, and I said, you're going to have to rota me off on the 5th because I have to take Maddie to university. And it suddenly hit me, and I was like, oh, I have to take her to university. Bear in mind, she's been with me this whole time. You know, I've not had to share her. The longest she's been away is a school residential, which was like 4 nights. Other than that, she's been at my mum and dad's for 1 night here, 2 nights there. Other than that, she has been with me the whole time. So I don't think I put her down for the first 5 months. You know, she was one of those, if I put her down to go for a shower, I'd panic, because she just went from sleeping peacefully in my arms to blood curdling screaming if I put her down. So I think I held her for about 5 months. So yeah, me and my big girl, we're very tight, and I've got to drop her off and drive home, and it's going to take me probably the best part of 4 hours to drive home. So she's going to be for the UK, she's going to be quite a long way away from me. But, you know, modern technology is brilliant, and I can keep up to date with her, and obviously I can harass her and ping her constantly until she really is like, oh my god, leave me alone. She's also very tolerant with me. But there we go. Right, guys, I've blathered on for long enough. Sorry about the lighting in this room. It has made my stitching stand out nicely. If I pick up stitching, it makes the colour go better. So I should really just hold up some stitching so that I look like I'm not in the darkest room on earth. But this is the darkest room on earth, on account that out there my willow has grown about 3 foot this week because it's been very wet, and I've got a living willow hedge, which is huge again. And out the front I actually have Virginia creeper over almost all of my house. My house is completely green, and most of the roof, and it's creeping over the windows, and of course my walls are navy blue. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I will catch you about this time next week, I think, unless I magically get time to do a stitch with me or something extra. And there's going to be a little slideshow coming up of my mum's quilts, because they're lovely. So I will catch you really soon, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry it's been mostly chatter and hardly any stitching. I know some of you really like that, and I know some people really hate it. So you get what you get with me, and I will catch you soon. Bye bye for now. Bye.